Welcome back, guys. Tonester back. I've got an Ace Tanker today in the Progetto 46. We're on Ruinberg, and we are top tier. It's a tier 8, tier 7 game, and you're going to see my positioning, which allows me to get a lot of damage. So we've got a Scorpion G with us, and one of the things about this map is if the enemy can manage to get into this nook here, they can beat the field rather easily. But a lot of teams don't know that. So I'm moving up here to see if anybody is pushing that because I'm fairly fast. And we're able to cross unmolested. And we spot an E25. Now, I like to go into this nook right away because there's no arty, right? So I can sit here indefinitely. And I like to spot the heavies on this cross, because if they cross here and I've got a Scorpion G, he's most likely going to hit them for 490, which gives me a bunch of experience and credits, right? The other thing is we've got a Roomba here, and while the Roomba is a very good tank, it is not designed to be in the position he's in, because he can get shot from the rear, and as long as he's, they'll take damage, sure, from the Scorpion G, but he can get shot in the rear, and he's fighting hull down tanks, and oftentimes there'll be somebody that that pops up here with a good turret, and he has no armor. So it's a poor play from a Borsig, and you're going to see that it does not work out very well for him. So we see this E25, and we take a shot and then a hope shot. We're able to just whittle him down a little bit. But that Roomba's in trouble, because if he misses a shot, that E25 is going to be able to take him out, no problem whatsoever. So notice here, okay, so it popped up and said IS spotted. So I know that the IS is probably in town without even looking at my map. Although I do turn to see where the IS is. And he's coming out because there's a juicy target in this Roomba, right? So I want to get safe from him. And I'm able to plop in a shot into his side because he is coming out side on. And even though the Roomba basically probably took some damage there, I'm using my teammate's health to get damage. And that sounds really rude and wrong. But in reality, if that Roomba was not there, I would just have to play more safe, right? So the IS, I'm surprised that he didn't take damage from our tank destroyers up on the 9 line, but nevertheless he didn't. And we get spotted again, and we're going to pull back and get into cover, and it's obvious that these guys are pushing and not paying any attention to the tank destroyers. So that gets us a nice 500 damage. In the meantime, we have a miracle bounce off our turret, and we're just going to sit here and wait on those guys, because as long as this Scorpion and this SU-130 are here, I'm going to get assistance for nothing. Plus, I can actually get shots, and it gives me time to reload. Now, as predicted, the Borsig died, right? And our team is asking for me to clear out this Hellcat, which I'm more than willing to do, to be honest, as the IS snapshots us, right? So we bounce off of them, but notice what I do. I am using the hull, the dead hull of this tank, to be able to spot and also sit in safety. So the IS, I'll spot him all day long, right? So I'm just trying to pay attention to where he's at. And I'm watching the map. See that IS-2S? And I figure it's maybe worth taking the hit if I have to. But the Scorpion ends up killing the IS. Was it? Oh, it's the ISU-130. Kills him. So that guy that was poking out on us is now dead, and now they've got a tank destroyer with 0 view range, right? He has not spotted me. So we're just going to sit here and allow our team to do damage. Sometimes that's the best thing you can do, is just spot people. Now that he's pulled back, I can pull up here and get a shot on this Hellcat, take out the Super Hellcat, get safe, and then it's time to push up, because it's obvious that they've got mostly everybody's in the city, right? There's very little on the field side. So we're going to pull up here, and it gives us a nice field of fire, right? We can shoot into the IS if he backs too much, up too much, or we can shoot guys that are on this corner. And you notice I wait till that Borsig fires, and we're trying to track him. We're not able to track him, but nevertheless, we do get a shot onto him. And now we're just kind of waiting. We're just waiting to reload. And with this Tiger 2 pushing up, he's pushed up, I think, into a bad position because he's in a crossfire. But it takes the pressure off me. No one's shooting at me, right? They're all shooting at my teammates. And this happens sometimes. And even if it hadn't, I could have backed up and gotten safe, either behind the rubble or up into that little nook. So at this point, we see an IS-2S, and he's kind of sitting in the back trying to get shots of opportunity, and we're not going to allow him an easy shot, right? We're just going to back off and wait, because I don't want to waste my hit points on a guy that's pulling outside on. So one thing you'll notice, and that I'm looking at in the game, we've got a guy here spotting LTG. We've got a 45 TP that is able to shoot into the tank destroyer. We've got a couple of guys up here that can shoot into anything that crosses. We've got a guy here looking down this lane, and we've got a KV3. He's not really looking down that lane, but if somebody tries to flank, he's going to know about it. So we've got a pretty good setup. And then we've got myself, who is basically flanked them. And so we're going to take 2 shots, take out the Tiger P, and just pull back and reload. That's what makes this thing so deadly, is if people give you time to reload, you're going to be able to get free shots. So here comes the IS-2 that we ended up fighting before. And I probably should have just taken this 3rd shot and got into cover, but I have no support. So the key for me is to stay as safe as I possibly can against these guys, because I don't really have support. I'm alone, which is kind of okay, because the IS-2S is a 2-shot. And we're going to go ahead and shoot him 1 shot. And he does return fire, but we're able to get a shot into his cupola, and we can back off. And now I've got support, right? So I've got my 2nd round loaded, and I'm just waiting for this WZ to fire, and we're going to go ahead and hit him. So my issue there is I should have probably waited until I had a good shot, because I thought I had 3 rounds loaded. And fortunately for me, he does not hit me. So the game is close, but it's really not, because they've got a Progetto that's a 1-shot. They've got a WZ that's a 1-shot. I don't know what the health of the IS or the T44 is, but we own this center lane, so anything that crosses is in trouble. Anything that tries to flank this Progetto, all somebody's got to do is just touch him, and he's dead. And so I think we're in a good position to win this game. We'll continue here. And I'm pretty sure that WZ is looking towards the 45 TP. But this T44 decides he's going to cross, and we get a lucky tracking shot. And we get some assist because our Scorpion is able to attack as well. Or I guess that was the ISU, to be honest. He pushed in at this point. And so with him pushed in, and myself looking at the WZ, I'm fairly certain nobody's going to poke us on this corner. And as it turns out, these guys have gone around the outside. Now I'm down to 1 round, and I want to use that 1 round because I've got 7 kills, And I know the IS is a one-shot, right? So predictably, he's faced the wrong direction, trying to fight the 45 TP. And now it's just us taking some time and reloading, because we know there's a mill up in the town up towards zero line. So I wait for my ISU to push, because I don't want to get lit and take damage. But our Scorpion is actually doing a pretty good job of just spotting him, right? He is a one shot for that Emil, and that Emil will pin him every time, because I believe the Emil has 960 alpha. And so he's making the right play, even though the team is being mean to him about it. So I should have just drove in here, to be honest, because as soon as I'm here, then I can just basically bully him, because I have the health to do so. And we take a shot. It's a low roll, which is good. And we repair our driver, and I've just now figured out, hey, I don't have to hide. He doesn't have enough health. And he does hit us, but he misses us one time, and that allows us to win the game with 9 kills and 4,500 damage. So I hope that helps somebody to learn that this section of the map is very important, because you can spot the heavies, you can support the mediums. It's also a very dangerous spot. You need to be well aware of what's going on the map, but it can be an extremely important part of the map. And because this piece of rubble is here, you can kind of spot these guys for free, because the way the map is designed, these guys up here cannot get shots on you. So you're safe from the field, or you can kind of pull up here and be somewhat safe from the city, unless they pull outside on like they were doing. So when they pull outside on, hopefully your tank destroyers punish them. But if you want to save your hit points, you just want to sit at this rubble here and just sit back. As long as you have people up in this little town up towards the east side, then they cannot push you. If they get to this position, you're kind of in trouble. But most people do not take that position, because you need armor and a fast firing gun to make that work. So I hope that helps. Let's go ahead and take a look at the after action report on this, and we'll go from there. Okay, here we're at the after action, and this is the most enemies I've ever killed. I looked up my stats just to kind of see it. We of course got an ace, and we got a Radley Walters, which is a nice medal to get. High caliber and Top Gun always come with that. 129,000 credits, 3,700 base or 3,700 experience, excuse me, and 7 bonds. And we were top of the team, 1,805 base XP. Now that is getting up there. That's one of my higher base XPs. I have some higher ones in lower tiers, but as far as tier 8, my guess is that's probably the highest I've ever gotten for a 4,500 damage and 9 kills. 30 shots fired, 27 hits, 23 pins, which is actually pretty good. The gun handling on the Progetto is excellent. And 1,800 assist, which puts us up right around 6,500, 6,600. And without a premium account, we ended up with 97,000 credits. I got some action mission payout. I don't know what that was for, but and 3,700 XP. So that's a really nice game for us. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope it was a little bit that you guys learned something out of it, and that it was instructive for you. I've got a few replays from Danny George that I'll be putting up as well, if I can get them to work. The replay manager, the replays are not working because they're micro patching all the time. So we're going to go ahead and try and get some of those up as well. We'll catch you guys next time. Tonester out.